When my husband was killed, it was very important for us to have a casket spray that was something about him and his life, and he was an outdoorsman, so we did the sunflowers, and it was such a beautiful spray. And my special friend Mary Lee came to me and asked if she could take some of the flowers from the spray, and of course I was happy for her to do that. And when she brought it to me on my birthday several months later, it just brought back a flood of memories about how special that day was, and how much I appreciated it. Yeah, it hangs on my wall, and it is a real great reminder for my family and myself of my sweetheart and their father and grandfather.
My name is Kathy Johnson, and my husband Nolan and I have 4 children, and our youngest daughter Amy was born 2.5 years ago in June, and she was born with a very rare birth defect in which her spine hadn't fully developed. It was such a rare birth defect that the doctors couldn't really tell us anything. They gave us very little hope. In fact, they couldn't even tell us if we'd be able to bring her home from the hospital. And being an optimistic person, that's what I wanted. I wanted to be able to bring her home. And I told my husband that when our daisies in the yard bloomed, we'd be able to bring our daughter home. And sure enough, the day that the daisies bloomed in our backyard, we got the call and we went down and picked up our little daughter. For my husband and I, that summer will be known as the summer of springtime, because time literally stood still for us as we struggled to meet all the many needs of our daughter. She required 24-hour care, and as the summer wore on, the daisies in our yard began to wither away, and it was on a Saturday morning, and there was one daisy left when our daughter passed away and returned to her heavenly home. And there's no way to express the heartache and the sorrow that parents feel and a mother feels when they lose their daughter. I'll never forget the next day, this beautiful bouquet of baby pink roses was delivered to our home from a dear friend. To me, that bouquet of roses just represented hope. And it reminded me that even though my daughter was no longer with me on earth, that she would always be with me in my heart, and those memories will forever be cherished. And somehow I think my mother knew what that little bouquet of roses meant to me, and unbeknownst to me, she took those roses to our dear friend, Merrill Lee, and Merrill Lee preserved those roses just as they were on that day. And she brought them to me, and once again, I was just filled with that hope. And now I have this reminder that hangs in our wall and in a room in my home. We have this reminder that just as these roses were preserved, those memories and that love that we hold for our daughter will be preserved forever. So for me, those little roses represent a gift of hope, which has just meant everything to my family and I.